Hello again, friends. When Link Joker first came out, I wanted to see if I could incorporate their lock mechanic into a mixed deck. Sadly, they haven't had very many non-Lord units. Of the non-Lord units available, Schwartzchild is sadly the most effective overall. That's really not saying much. Still, I have done the best with what I have. This deck is called School of Hard Locks. It focuses on using Tic-Toc Flamingo from the Great Nature Clan to unflip damage while you have a Link Joker Vanguard to get up to 2 potential Persona Blasts in a single game using Schwartzchild Dragon. While this is really inconsistent, it still supplements your odds of unflipping in conjunction with healing. The deck is also built to rush, featuring only 4 Schwartzchild Dragons as your potential Grade 3s. These Grade 3s are highly searchable though. The deck still retains the card advantage engine of my other Great Nature mixed decks with Duckbills and the Ride Chain. If you have a Flamingo on the turn you ride to Grade 3, you can also unflip the damage that you use for the top 5 Persona search. There are plenty of other tricks that this deck can do, like a same turn Tic-Toc on a Compass Lion to unflip a damage, and you only need 2 units to do that, instead of the traditional 3 with Binoculus, a target, and Tic-Toc Flamingo. That covers the idea of the deck, so let's get down to the commentary. As you can see in this fight, I got grade locked at 1 for a turn. Instead of guarding or rushing early, I decided it would be wise to wait for a unit that can force an end of turn retirement to get a double draw off of my Coiling Duckbills. I already have a Persona Blast ready to go, and even though my opponent is grade 3 to my grade 1, I make up for the card that I lost when I was grade locked by using 2 Duckbills. With my field as is, if I hit a Link Joker trigger, I would be unable to use it, so I call a Meteor Liger to ensure I can hit a trigger should the opportunity arise. While the grade 1s and 2s are heavily saturated with Great Nature units, hitting the Ride Chain is kind of required for the deck to not be horrible anyway. Also, sadly, the top 7 search for riding something over the grade 1 that's not the grade 2 won't even let you use the lock ability of the grade 2. So I don't even see it as a big deal to ride a different clan's grade 2 over the grade 1, since you're not going to get anything for it anyway if you do other than an 11k Schwarzschild. While I've stockpiled some perfect guards, I'm still super annoyed at my opponent because he doesn't even have 3 units for me to lock. Right now I feel like it would be a complete waste to even use my Persona Blast, so I don't do it, and then I hope that I can pressure him down and make him lose some cards. But since I just didn't hit triggers this game, it didn't work out for me. My opponent break rides again, retiring units number 3 and 4 for the game. He's still not overcommitting to the field so that he can dodge the full impact of my locking, but that's just making him easier to guard against. The real problem I have here is how many rear guards are getting destroyed on my side of the field, though. If this guy knew that he could use certain kill Eradicator before he triggered the break ride effect, I likely would have lost much sooner. While not exactly on topic, the new buffs to Eradicators are nuts! Because, you know, they totally needed more buffs. This turn marks the first Persona Blast that I'm going to activate. I top decked into a Tic-Toc Flamingo, so I have everything ready to push back a little bit and try and get this game back into my favor. With a Great Nature unit still on my field, my Vanguard getting 10,000 power, and my ability to fix my rows and get some pressure going, I am able to mount a strong counteroffensive. Unfortunately, because he hit that heal last turn, he's able to take the first hit, and he can easily guard the next 2. So he does lose a few cards and he's got some locked units for the turn, but he's really not hurt as bad as he could be. Still, even with that being said, it was a very successful turn. I knocked 40,000 shield out of his hand, I was able to cycle a 10,000 power shield back into my hand with that Duckbill, I unflipped a damage so that I can Persona Blast the next turn, and I locked 3 of his units. The only problem is that he hit a heal and he was able to unflip with his Zuitan, so now he has nothing but face-up counterblasts. So there goes units number 5 and 6. Due to the 6 retirements that have taken place, I no longer have any units that I can use for a counteroffensive. Even though I was able to survive this turn, I really don't have very many options on the table. I saw him drive check a perfect guard, and I know that I really can't do anything else other than just hold out with my lock. So that's what I try and do. I knew that this one was going to get perfect guarded, so there wasn't really anything that I could do about it. What I didn't suspect was that he was going to top deck into another Gauntlet Buster and use that to force a retirement. So that's 7 units that he's retired for me this game, and I was grade locked, and I really haven't hit very many triggers. I have an option of 2 to passing it or no passing it, and I'm just like, you know what, I don't want this attack to hit. A couple of turns ago, I might have thought that I could have won this game, but it became clear very quickly that I just couldn't keep up with his retirement. There wasn't a whole lot I could do. He was able to pass me by dropping a 5k shield here because I missed my right chain. And then I had to retire another one of my rear guards on my own because of Compass Lion. All in all, this is pretty bittersweet. This was the first time I was actually able to successfully get off this double Persona Blast, but at the same time, I lost the game and I was grade locked, and I had 7 of my units retired, and it was a pain in the ass. But you win some, you lose some. That's part of the game.